So I had a Zoom meeting with my extended family, and I wanted something to create engagement and authentic sharing. So that's why I asked you all to share a worry. So what I'm going to share with you is this technique called worry dolls. Anybody done worry dolls before? They're from Guatemala. They come in a groovy little box or a bag, and they're handcrafted by humans. And this is a technique using real things and showing you real objects is a way of creating an additional connection. There's a design guru named John Maeda. He's doing brief connecting sessions with other designers, and he just uses small objects. And so what I decided to do was a show and tell about my worry dolls. I've used these for about 20 years. They're very inexpensive, available on Amazon. And what I would like to say is that, tell me something that you said you were worried about. If you will, just restate them for me.
I'm pivoting a really big national conference to a digital platform, and I'm kind of worried about how we're going to do that.
Okay. I'm worried about pivoting a bunch of client stuff too. We're inundated with clients that need to pivot from real life to digital. So
pivot woes. We all have pivot woes.
Pivot woes. So this is Miguel, and he's going to worry about pivot woes. I tell him, you're going to worry about pivoting, and I'm going to put him in the box. He is now worried about that. We don't have to. We've outsourced the worry. So the next one is Juan. What are we going to tell Juan to worry about?
Learning how to transform my in-person class to remote teaching and engaging my students effectively in the learning.
Mm-hmm. So engaging, transforming to a digital platform and engaging people. All right, so Juan's going to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Caroline, you had talked about, this is one that is top of mind for me. San Antonio is getting ready to open up a whole bunch of distance stuff back up to the public because we're Texas and we don't need to worry about that kind of thing. And I'm worried about it. So opening up our city or our locality is a big worry for me. And we're going to have Esperanza, her name means hope. She's going to worry about opening back up safely.
I would say we put 2 of those in there, but you know, the whole distance.
Oh, well. All right. So let's put Maria in there too.
But well, we can't. They should distance, right? Or no, that's the worry. Right? Sorry. Now I'm worried about it. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
All right. Somebody said, I'm worried my remote meetings will continue to suck. Should we put Amparo on that one? And then we have one more, Paloma. What are we going to have Paloma worry about? Oh, Carla, you'd said keeping your clients and staff safe. I would add not just clients and staff, but I'm worried about my husband.
Family.
And I'm worried about vectoring in. I'm the one that goes out to shop and, you know, go secretly to key co-working and stuff like that. So I'm worried that I'll vector something in. So
we're still about 20 days away from even considering opening, but yeah, my mom's immunocompromised.
Mm.
And it's like, if any of us get sick, she gets sick.
Yeah,
we're worried about anybody we know. Does anybody already have somebody who's sick? Like bad sick? Tom?
Not super bad, but my wife was sick. She's getting better, but it was really bad for a couple days.
Glad to hear she's getting better.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a supervisor who had COVID, but is healed now.
All right.
Really good news.
So Paloma is going to worry about everybody we love getting through this. All right. And so they're on this. We don't have to worry about that right now. We're going to put those aside. And what my section of the Digital Feast was designed to do is create more connection. And the more you can get people sharing their true feelings and their thoughts and their worries and their aspirations, we can deepen that connection. So what I would like to do Does anybody have any observations about that or additional ideas about creating that human to human connection in a digital way? Are you ready to move on to the next part of the feast? Move on?
I actually want to shine a light on what you have just done, which is to spend what would seem like an inordinate amount of time actually connecting with people on an emotional level.
So interesting that you bring that up. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has been impatient with what I call chit chat or drive-by or social niceties. I have often thought, let's just get to it. Chris and I have a lot of folks that we have only met remotely. We've worked with them for years remotely. I'm thinking about Max. Max is a developer that is Russian, and he is now living in Thailand, and he's been with us for almost 20 years, I would say.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. And I know about his daughter and his wife and, you know, where they live and what they like to do. And the reason I know this is he insists on a little bit of human to human connection before he will engage, because I am paying him by the hour and I am usually in a hurry and I usually have way too much going on. So I'll just get with him on Skype and Max, can you blah, blah, blah. And what I've learned is you have to slow down in order to get stuff through Max. Is that what your kind of thing you're talking about, Kate?
Absolutely. It's that whole focus on relationship before task that is so easy to let go of when you're in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. So,
Right. Yeah, I use that same sort of padding idea in my meetings. Like I know that I'm going to have a call with a client, and it varies on the client, but I usually will give myself 15 or 20 minutes of, you know, we're not on the clock. I know we're going to get together. We're going to vent. We're going to bullshit. We're going to, you know, got to get that stuff out of the way. Then we can dive into business. And then at the end, you do a little sort of the same. This is kind of one of the pet peeves I've noticed that I would like to see that's addressed here is at the end of the meeting, I sometimes feel like people are so quick to want to just leave that I really do like having let's just sit here for a minute. You know, like we don't have to go right away. We got another 5 minutes. Let's just think about what we just said. Let's maybe share some more personal things as a way to exit on a nice note or whatever. And it's those little padding niceties that, you know, it gets you in, it gives you a transition mentally to from all this wah to now we're going to focus on this. And then on the end, I'm going to try to hit you with a couple of nice notes. So we walk away, we feel good about this instead of walking back into the wah, you know what I mean?
I do.